Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys, Joe, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
This season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. The Chiefs are a 1.5-point favorite against the Eagles this weekend, and FanDuel has all the action covered. Whether it's betting on Mahomes' passing yards, Kelce's receptions, or locking in a same-game parlay, FanDuel makes it easy with fast payouts and tons of ways to win. And don't forget, tune in every Friday to Chief Concerns for our best 5-leg same-game parlay of the week, along with JD's 10 keys to victory to get you ready for game day. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I am Marcus Dash, and our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, will be joining us shortly for our first rendition of our weekly grade report show. So JD will be giving us his report card on all the different positions from the game last week. So if it's the first time joining us for this show, be ready to hear some unfettered, just raw, real scoring and grading from JD. JD's not going to beat around the bush. He's going to tell you what he thought from each position group. Let us know what he saw, what he did, what he liked, what he didn't like, and that'll be all in the episode tonight. So yeah, so guys, if you are ready to hear some real stuff and real talk about what we saw from last week, JD's the guy for you. So we'll do that. And then, so honestly, what we like to do on the show, the Monday show generally, if we have a game on the weekend, we'll do that. But that's it. We'll close that. We'll do the grade report. We'll close it up after that, and that's all we'll hear about about this game, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's a forgettable game in many respects. There were some awesome throws and awesome plays from Pat. But yeah, it's one of those games. You close the book up. We don't have many of them. The Mahomes era, we don't have many of them. But we'll close the book up on this thing, and then we'll be on to our Wednesday show. We'll be on to Philadelphia. Well, on to Kansas City, but against Philadelphia. So that would be, in the words of the legendary, at one point legendary Bill Belichick, on to Cincinnati, on to Philadelphia. At one point, the legendary. I don't know. You can still call him legendary based on what he's doing right now in North Carolina, but that's a conversation for another show. So let's see who's in the chat tonight. Ooh, I'm seeing some good stuff here. All right, so we got Jeremiah De Los Muertos. What's up, buddy? Hope you are doing well. Gary Holland, what is going on, my dude? Will, ooh, our guy Will's on here. Oh, yeah. Felt like forever since the last stream, even though it was just on Friday. Technically, it was Saturday because it was like, well, depends on where you were, but it was Saturday where I was because it was a late night for me. Yeah, last stream, even though it was just on Friday, ready for the #1 Chiefs show in history. Appreciate you, buddy. I really means a lot. The love you show us, it's none other. The love you show Tasia, he loves that stuff, Will. So continue to give Tasia some love, man. I don't think he's got a lot of fans in our Chiefs Kingdom community. People see him as the devil's advocate guy, although people like that right now. Although I'll say right now, I think most of Chiefs Kingdom is the devil's advocate right now because the amount of comments I had to respond to this weekend of people saying, it's time to blow the whole thing up. You fire Spags, fire Andy Reid. I couldn't do it, guys. I mean, I was trying, as usual, I try to respond to everybody, but the amount of blow it ups kind of comments I saw, I was kind of perplexed. It's one thing to lose a game, especially when it's an opponent that we've lost. Where last 8 of the last 10 games have been decided by one possession, and just so happens we lost this one. But the fact that I heard blow it up, fire Spags, fire Andy, it's like, what are we talking about here? So. But Will, we always appreciate your love and the optimism you show, buddy. Gary Holland, what's up, bud? Ooh, G, my guy G, what's going on, bud? Wow, Caleb Williams touchdown. Wow, who had that on their bingo card tonight? I did not have that in my parlay, so not on my bingo card. Hannah, good evening, everyone. I watched games involving Chargers, Ravens, Bills, and the Eagles over the weekend. Sorry, JD. I am worried. Anxious to see your grades. All right. That's fair. I mean, I will say people were like making the whole big thing about the Ravens and Bills game. One thing that stood out to me was those defenses between the Ravens and the Bills were awful. I mean, 80 points scored in that game. I'm not like, yeah, it was a great game to watch. Two good teams going at each other, but like defensively, both those teams have a lot of work to do. So I know everyone wants to say, oh, Chiefs need to, figure out their defensive issues. We didn't allow 40 points. Yes, Herbert had his way with us. But we're talking about two teams who allowed 40 points. And I think everyone today on these sports shows and everyone on these hot take shows is like, oh, man, Ravens and Bills, those are the class of the AFC. Really? Because if we allowed 40 points against an opponent, I would understand people, being scared by the defense. But two teams this weekend, the Ravens and Bills, great game, but the defenses need a lot of work. So every team's got their own thing to look at. But for people saying those are the teams to look out for, it's like, well, everyone forget about their defense because they allowed 40 points on a primetime game. So our guy Jason Dunn is joining us now. We're going to go to our guy JD in the dungeon. What's up, JD?
What's going on, Marcus? How you doing, my brother? How's it going, man? How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Just
I heard you talking about the football this weekend. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Really good football being played. Really good football being played. So,
there was a lot of great games, and I gotta say, I'm curious to hear your opinion on it. I'm seeing Hannah's comment here. I watched games involving the Chargers, Ravens, Bills, and the Eagles over the weekend. Sorry, JD, I am worried. Anxious to see your grades. And my thing is today, we kind of called it on our Friday show. We said that Monday, whoever won that Bills-Ravens game, it was going to be, that's the team to beat in the AFC. That's the team to beat. And, it was a great game, fun game to watch. But if we're scared about our defense, I mean, those are two teams that just allowed almost 80 points combined in week one of the season. And I heard no one talking about that aspect of it, that these teams were scoring at will on each other. It's like, okay, well, I mean, if we're going to forget about that, 80 points combined in a game, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Concerns if that was my team.
That should give you worry for your defense, putting up that many points on you, because it really was about who's going to stop and make the play at the end. And Baltimore shouldn't have lost that game. I mean, they was whooping them all game long. Yeah. Derrick Henry, of course, fumbling that ball, man, kind of sealed it up for him. But I think to be honest with you, when you're up by that much. Was it 40-25 at one point?
Yep.
And it felt like they kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit. And I get let's get, Derrick Henry. Well, they know they're going to do that, right? So let's play the run because they know it's a 4-minute offense. It's 4-minute offense. You run a daggone football. But guess what? You've been killing them in passing game. Shoot, Zay Flower was just eating them up. He was eating the secondary up. They didn't have an answer for him at all. And so, yeah, it was unfortunate to kind of see them take that L. And I know at the very end of the game, what you do, you give it to your stars. And Derrick Henry is definitely one, but I would have kept it in that joker right there, Lamar Jackson's head, more so than anything else. They got weapons all over the place. But going to your point of what you're saying, when you're scoring 80 points, you're putting up in a game, and we know these are, high-powered offenses, at least the Ravens. I didn't think Buffalo was going to be like they were. I know they had some guys up there, but I was just like, shoot, that should give you a little bit of pause. Yeah, Baltimore definitely should not have lost that game. So,
yeah, poor Derrick Henry, man. He had such a great game, and all of a sudden he has that one fumble, and that was it. They just collapsed after that.
Yeah, you know what? It's just situational. And the thing is, when your defense is still out there on the field, man, they tired.
Yeah.
A fumble like that, turn around, you got to go right back out there. That hurts. That hurts a lot for your defense. And so at that point, man, Josh Allen just started picking them apart,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think he had 250 yards in the fourth quarter, some crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, I see all these hot take shows. They want an excuse to talk about one of these teams to say they're the class of the AFC. But, the narrative, they're just forgetting about the one side of the ball. And both these teams couldn't stop a nosebleed in that game. So, it was just nonstop scoring. So, again, great teams. But, again, just like us, every team has their issue. And it was pretty apparent what those teams' issue is going into the season. And that's being able to see if they can stop anybody based on the way the scoring was in that game.
Yeah. So that of course, we should have at least a chops salivating a little bit. Like, okay, yeah, we see a little holes in what they do with their defensive. So, hey, and I looked at this entire weekend was more so it was like feast or famine, right? You're going to have that first week of the season. That's what it's going to look like. We understand that. So, and it came out. It looked that way, And honestly, your very first week should kind of go to the offense. It really should, unless your defense is just playing physical. They're being aggressive, which you got to almost have to do. But a lot of calls and things. I mean, that's why they put up 80 points. And I kept seeing in the secondary, just like our secondary, miscommunication, some of the calls, guys running wide open, guys getting tired on the D line. Hey, man, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. So, first week is always going to be that. You settle in, and then you kind of you learn a lot from it, Marcus. That's what you do. The first week, you learn a lot from it. You see where your blind spots were, and then you deal with it. Okay, bring the film out, talk about the things you need to talk about, correct, the things that you need to correct, and you move forward. That's what you do. So we're going to talk about the Chiefs basically getting to that place of doing exactly that because they need to. Yeah, my brother.
I'm excited for this show tonight, and I know we've had a lot of new subscribers since last season, but tonight, guys, JD's going to go into what he saw as far as the grade show. He's going to go into what he saw on last Friday and give the real truth. No farting around, just straight up real ball talk. So that's what this show on Monday is about. JD grades the positions that he from last week's game. So, and then after that, we close up the book on week 1, and then we're off to week 2, baby. We're off to week 2.
That's how it works, brother. That's how it works. But there's a lot to be learned from this game. It really is. Some things that kind of reared its ugly head, and the coaches do a great job of understanding that, getting the guys ready and prepared. I think the guys kind of understood it. They knew there was a opportunity there that they should have won the game. They could have. But hey, when you're talking about a team that has gotten better, which the Chargers did, they got a better coach. Defensively, they still look pretty solid. Offensively, they gotten better. That's what you had to contend with. And we understand that. I say this, Marcus. I don't think it's really a question. I do believe the AFC West is probably the best division out there, probably the toughest. I mean, you got Super Bowl coaches all over the place. Tell me another division that got that. I'll wait. You got somebody else that got that?
There isn't.
Nope. So it's gonna be it's not a struggle, but it's gonna be hard for us to go ahead and knock all these jokers down. That's fine. We want it that way. Matter of fact, we probably prefer it that way. We don't want anything easy. We don't want that. We had 15-2 last year. Shoot, or 15-3. 15-3, and so this year we coming back, but there's things we got to learn about ourselves. We got to learn about ourselves early. We'll talk about that. We'll get into it. So it's gonna be a good deal, man. It's gonna be a good show. Good show. Mm-hmm.
I did see and some stuff. Obviously, we knew this was going to happen when we lost the game on Friday. So there's going to be a lot of like hot takey type things out there. And they were talking this week on First Things First, Nick Wright's show, and Chris Broussard and Kevin Wild just mentioned, and Greg Jennings said no, he didn't see it that at all. But as far as like being on the same page with each other, they mentioned the Kelce and Worthy running into each other, and then the Drew Tranquil, Chris Jones yelling at each other at the end of the game. The point from Broussard and Wiles is more like usually a team like this, you don't see that type of miscommunication That's usually a team like the Panthers or like the Titans would have that kind of thing going on with them. If it was the Titans, if they had two players running into each other, we'd be laughing at them. But since it's the Chiefs, we don't laugh at them. Greg Jennings just said, that's just ball. That's what happens. I mean, you have guys running to each other, and then Chris Jones is trying to be a hero at the end of the game by having the inside release. It wasn't anything more than that.
No, Greg Jennings is right. He played in the league. He knows what's going on. It's ball. Guys are going to make mistakes. So regardless of the cachet and how great you've been, you still had to go through mistakes. There's still growing pains that you had to deal with. And sometimes these things do happen, as rare of a thing that it is. Okay. And what I did is I actually sent you the video. I don't know if you got it or not, because I wanted to actually go over it a little bit. I'll kind of explain it somewhat so everybody kind of understands. But in rare occasion, things like this do happen. Guys do run into each other. And as proficient as we are in a lot of different ways, we've seen that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce missed each other. They interpreting who's you going to keep going or you stop, right? They thrown that route thousands of times for touchdowns and gotten there, and they missed that one. So those things get amplified, obviously, because it's those two. But, hey, it's ball. It's ball. It's not going to be perfect all the time, and we don't expect it to be. But what you have to do is you got to be able to eliminate those mistakes as much as possible, especially with a team of this caliber. Okay, and I think that's what everybody's kind of saying. So whether you see Jacksonville and all those guys, you see it in elite teams too. All over the place, all weekend it was like that, right? That's why you see 40 points and 80 points up on the board between two teams like this. So I would say those elite teams, but there was mistakes. There was missed tackles. There was guys just got, ran over, miscommunication. It's ball, man. It's ball. So.
Did you see the amount of, as a former special teams coach, there was a million missed kicks during that, during week one, man. So many.
Woo-wee. Yes, it was. A couple of us was texting about it. And my boy Billy Baber was sitting there saying, hold on, I got to look at this text. Billy. Billy always got something good out here. So he said that he said Cleveland, Atlanta, and San Francisco will be looking for new kickers next week. So he said, I don't think my man down the line. I said, no, not Atlanta. Not Atlanta.
He's usually good, but the Cleveland kicker, I saw him. I was like, well, first off, you got kicker wearing number 25. What are we doing here? Right away, that's a dead giveaway. This guy's not your kicker. I'm wearing number 25 at your kicker spot. No way. That was the first giveaway for that guy. And then I have a few buddies who are from Cleveland. They said like, yeah, that guy's got to be gone.
That's crazy. Let me say what's up to the folks in here, man, because I see a lot of nerves. I see a lot of nerves in here. Just jumped in. Jobby KC15. I have a bad feeling this season. I don't have a bad feeling this season, man. Hey, look, everything's fine, man. Everything's okay. All right. Look, we'll get into it a little bit, Jolly, but I'm here to tell you, all right, listen to JD's voice. These guys are going to be all right. Okay. So if I can instill a little bit of confidence, I will. Speaking about all of the mishaps that we had this past game, and looking forward in the future, the things that actually, the positives that we had, things that we can necessarily build on, and, seeing what we do next week. So we'll have that discussion. But, hey, Will's in here, Andre Chanel, I'm the Brown, Deshaun Hammers. What's up, fellas? Demetrio Spence, G, Jobby KC15, YB Negative, Rick Hendrickson, G Pick, Chiefs again, About Time, Life Just Right. Who else we got? Nafis Foster. I talked about Will is in here. We got Hannah's in the house. Sasha is here. So we're going to have us a good time tonight. Linda Hunter's here, Casey Colossus. See if I can shine some light on a few things, ladies and gents, about what's going on. And we're looking at, let me see who else we got in here in the house. said Hanny, Gary Holland, Jeremiah de Muertos. So that's who's all here right now. So good to see y'all. Y'all know, hey, listen, this is Monday evening, tight end. Okay. Jason Dunn, it's our grade reports, giving our things out. My estimation, how the guys did, what I saw out there from team standpoint, talked about the coaches, talked about just pretty much the overall, just the play. And I know it's been probably spoken ad nauseum about everything that happened this weekend, right? Well, Friday. And everybody had all the answers, and a lot of, you want to get rid of this guy. All these got to go. We got to go get us a wide receiver. We got to go get us a DB. We got to go get us a offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, all this. And so everybody has all the answers, okay? And the reality is the ones that have the answers are the ones that are coaching the guys up who've been doing this for a long time, and the guys that's there in the room. Those are the guys that has the answers. They want those things to get better. It's going to take all those 53 men to get it done. And that's the reason why you have roster cuts and getting all the way down, because all those guys that we have on that 53-man roster are capable of getting it done. And if the Chiefs didn't think so, they wouldn't be here. So I just want to dispel all those different things that everybody has. Now, look, I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it 1,000. A lot of different ways to talk about some things that we may be thinking about. Sure. Issues that happen out there on the field. We get it, okay? Xavier Worthy, he's down, got hit, dislocated shoulder. We don't know how long it's going to be. Andy Reid said he's going to get stronger. There's people that was wanting them to get an MRI as soon as they landed, Marcus. I'm like, yo, can the guys get some sleep? I mean, seriously. Like, let the guys take in everything that happened. Look, the doctors will give me a nice little sleeping thing on the plane with the pain. He can cozy up the very next morning, let everybody take stock of what happened, send him on over and get the MRI. We want to be done here in the United States. That's what we want to do. We got our own facilities, our own doctors, all those different things that we want to make sure, okay, with that diagnosis. But sometimes it's like the patience, and everybody, we got to be patient, okay? And I'm not just talking about you guys. I'm talking about me too, okay? So when I'm speaking to y'all, I speak to myself as well, all right? So I have these conversations. I look in the mirror, JD, be patient. Be a little patient sometimes, okay? Everything's going to be all right. And so me knowing this game, playing it for a long time and coaching it for a long time, these are things you're going to have, right? You just have to like, hey, all right, this is where we at. And you get together, you speak as a coaching staff, you get together, you start speaking to the team, and everybody starts rallying around each other. And I've said this before. They play together. They play for each other. They are a family. That's what they do. And so having that, we understand that there's going to be some gripes. There's going to be some bickering at the end of the game. There's guys going to jump all over each other. There's not going to be on the same page. And that's okay. They've been doing it for a long time. They are all right. If anybody can figure out, if there's any team that I'm not worried about, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Because they've been in the fire before. They've been down this road before. They understand this. They understand this. They can lose the first 3 games, and I will still not be worried. And it will all depend on how they lose in the games. It really will. Okay? So we understand that. Look, it's a nice schedule for us, and I love it because we got some hard, heavy hitters early. All right? So Chargers, we got Philly. We got them coming in. Giants look pretty good. Baltimore Ravens, we already seen them. Jacksonville Jaguars, they look good. Detroit, Vegas look good. Commanders look good. I mean, so we know. Then we got the Bills. So we got right here 9 weeks of some heavy lifting. About time since Philly almost lost to Dallas. Yes, they did. About time. Absolutely, they did. So I don't look at any team out here as a juggernaut. I don't. No team out here is unbeatable, including us. Not one. This right here, this season might be one of the toughest seasons out here because I see a lot of balance just through an entire league. There's a lot of talent out here, man. There's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of good teams. But I tell you what, I'm going to always put my money on Kansas City. Why? Because we know how to win better than anybody else. Those two teams we watch put up 40 points on each other. We beat both those jokers, have been beating them jokers in the playoffs, sending them home, sending them packing. That ain't scary business by us, man. We don't back up from nobody. That's not what we do. We ain't going to start now. So I said this, if y'all didn't see and hear my speech on Friday, I said either you're all in or you're all out. So what it's going to be, that those guys make a decision inside that locker room, what it is that they want to do. And those guys get the right guys in. If they need to go get some, they'll do that. So it's either all in or all out. Where we're going to be. We got time to be nervous. Hey, look, nobody need the BGs now. Don't need it. If you don't know what the BGs are, look it up. Okay? If you're bubbling and, oh, man, no, don't worry about it. We got the guys in the room to get it done. So that's no different. Now, look, they do need to get better. They need to get better. So go ahead, Marcus.
I stole the words out of my mouth. And I've had you kind of stole it from me, JD. I this whole entire weekend, I'll just respond to all the comments. I get it. People are upset we lost. But the amount of comments I respond to saying blow it up, fire Andy, fire Spags, and it's like the Chiefs are done. It's like done. Chiefs got dominated. What do you mean? We lost by one possession. And like the one thing that I think people are forgetting is the fact that go look at the last 10 games against the Chargers. 8 of the last 10 games have come down to one possession. Just this time, it didn't go our way. I mean, the Chargers have been right there for every game we've played. The years we won the Super Bowl, the years we didn't win the Super Bowl. The Chargers are always right there. And plus, it's a division game, too. So, I mean, like, that's always going to play a part in it. Every division game last year, I think, was a one-possession game. All 6 of them, no matter how bad the Raiders were. Even the Raiders were awful 2 years ago. We won that Super Bowl that year, but the Raiders beat us on Christmas Day. So, like, I mean, just contextually, I get it. And the thing is, I understand, right? It's our first time we saw a team since the Super Bowl, and everyone was expecting us to come out and win that game. I get it. I mean, we were all disappointed. But again, to blow it up, come on. It's just everyone, just relax. You take a page of the Aaron Rodgers playbook. RELAX. Relax. So that's where I'm at with it.
I hear you. And that's what it is, man. So we'll be fine. Like you said, relax.
There you go.
Everything's going to be in order, man. We're going to be all right.
So JD, the clips you sent me was that. So there's 2. I have both. Up. But which one do you want to see first? The Gelati clip or the 1 minute clip?
So let's. Well, Gelati will talk about on defensive side.
Defense. Okay.
So let's talk about Xavier Worthy and the whole thing about this. Kind of speak about somewhat of like what went on right on the play in itself.
Okay.
Right? Why these things do happen. Okay. So let me set it up. If everybody's seen, obviously the train wreck that happened with Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy, and I spoke about this on Friday. This is a shallow cross concept. 2 crossers, okay, that are crossing each other up, and you either read man or zone, okay? This one is on man. So we know this is man concept. So man concept, you got to have a picker. Somebody's going to pick your guy, okay? The guy that is actually running the route, both run the route, but the guy that's actually setting up the pick is the one that sets the depth of the route, okay? Which in this instance is Xavier Worthy, okay? This is X's job to set the depth of the route. The picker, okay, who's running the pick like in basketball is Travis Kelce, okay? Travis Kelce is making sure when he turns his head, he is seeing where the guy that has him man is going to be and try to do a little rub route or just get in his way, try to either make him bubble or go underneath. That's what makes this route so open, okay? That's the way it's supposed to work. 2 things happened on this play, okay? One is on this play, and I'm just looking at it. I went it over and over again, okay? Because like I told everybody, we run shallow cross in our sleep. This we can run this in our sleep. We know exactly what it is, okay? But it's still, you still have some things that is off key. It just happens, right? Because it's football. But Xavier Worthy should run this route about 1 or 2 yards, and you see him initially when he takes off, he's gradually get upfield, but he realizes he gets too far up the field and tries to come back down underneath, okay? And he knows now, maybe I don't have to go that far, okay? I can just outrun this guy, all right? When he sets him up, now you see him try to come back down. Now he's trying to correct himself by not almost running like an angle and coming back down. Y'all see that? Okay? That's what he's doing. So Travis, who's setting this guy up because he knows he has to have time. He's trying to give time for Xavier Worthy to set the depth of the route. So when Travis is doing this, he runs up. The linebacker kind of chips him a little bit, kind of throws him, which has him initially kind of pushed down somewhat, all right? But Travis knows this is man because the guy's on him. So he know the guy looking at him, it's his man concept, pure and simple, okay? So Travis turned his head. He kind of gets pushed a little bit, but X is already too far off the field, okay? Now, I'm not going to say it's both the guys. You can just say, man, it's a snafu. You can say both the guys. Both are like, dang, my bad. That's what it is. But right here, this is Xavier Worthy, 185 pounds, soaking wet with weights in his pocket, running into a 255-pound man, okay? And don't see this coming. That's hard for anybody, okay? And he catches the full brunt of this right here. But Xavier Worthy knows we step the ball right here, okay, 29-yard line. X is probably running, like I said, 1 or 2 yards, gets up a little bit too far. He's like, oh, shoot. Now he's trying to come down. And Travis seeing the concept, Travis trying to get in his way, but the guy pushes him, boom. There it is. So when everybody's talking, oh, this should never happen, what are you talking about? This is ball. Guy pushes Travis, X is up too far, he's trying to get underneath, trying to correct himself, and it's just one of those things that shouldn't happen, but it does because it's ball. Guys get tripped up all the time. Guys get pushed. And so it don't always look like you draw it up. And this is where it is. And this is what happens. And he clocks Xavier Worthy. Dad, God, I seen this. I was like, wow. So that's what happened. That's the whole shallow cross concept. If X is underneath this a little bit more and sets the depth like he should and not too much up the field and then Trav doesn't get pushed off, he's picking this. X is catching this ball. He might be running steal. He might have ran all the way back to Kansas City. And no telling what happened with this game. Could have been a blowout. I said we could have scored at least 6 touchdowns against the team, and I meant it. And once we started cooking, it started looking right. When we started getting Hollywood Brown the football, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the correction. When I see Juju step up, yes, that's what I'm talking about. So when I'm sitting over here, I'm not worried because we got guys in the room. We got the guys. So Hollywood Brown was an NFL wide receiver, had 1,000 yards, a couple of places, done caught tons of balls. He's capable. He's fast. He's got hands. He can do it all. Juju Smith, same guy. That a couple of years ago, Marcus, I had to keep telling everybody, Juju almost got 80 balls two years ago.
Yeah.
Now almost 3, right? 80 balls. So he still got something in him. We haven't been using him up. You utilize him when we need to use it. But he looks good. Caught the ball, knows how to get open. We know that. That's what Juju does real well. And so also, too, we got the young guys. We know Jalen Roy is going to be coming back, okay? Just missed Tyquan Thornton, okay? Brownlee is there. Remigio is there. And look, and I said this. Those young guys are going to learn a lot from those older guys, and they're going to get an opportunity. And that's good for them. Because you know what we seen all camp? We seen those guys making plays. Now you become the guy. That's the reason we got you here. So when we were talking about and using and chirping all during camp about how good you are, now you get to show it. And it's a good thing for us because they know this offense, these guys out here can play. So we're going to be fine in that regard, okay? But I just wanted to kind of talk about this shallow crops concept, how it's supposed to look, and is it anybody's fault in itself? Not really, not fully, okay? Correction there, sure. Correction, try to correct itself. By that time, had got caught. Because Travis got a little bump, kind of ran into him. The guy really didn't bump Travis. Travis might have been able to like side swipe and get around him, okay? But he turned his head so quick at that time, it was already too late. And that's just fast. That's another thing. That sucker is just fast. So, unfortunate. We're going to be without him for a few weeks, maybe a couple, don't know. But whenever he's going to come back.
The prognosis on him is pretty good, right? Because I mean, there was different things out there. Oh man, he can miss the entire season, and he'll probably have to get surgery at the end of the season. But let me ask you, JD, you never had a dislocated shoulder, but have you ever played in a shoulder sling before for any kind of reason? No,
I have. I've had a sprain in my shoulder, no dislocation. Okay, muscles too big, man. I got some big muscles.
Yeah, there are boulders. There are boulders up there.
Yeah. So I got shoulder pads on top of shoulder pads. But I have, had a little bit of a harness that I've worn to restrict you from going back and whatnot that causes a lot of discomfort. For a receiver, for X, it's going to take him some time to get used to that. I think he should be fine. So
that won't affect catching or anything. I mean, because range of motion, does that affect at all?
It will somewhat, but he'll be fine. We're gonna be handing the ball off. He'll get some up top. He can catch the ball right here, which is not, doing it like this is what causes the discomfort. I don't see him catching a lot of balls this way or back here as much. You know what I'm saying? So everything, even receivers want to keep everything in front of him if they can. Over the shoulder catches, he might be able to, he'll be able to move to get that, and he'll learn it. You practice catching with the harness. He'll be fine. And not to mention, I'm sure he'll be on a little bit, to give him some pain medication to try to manage the pain. But Xavier Worthy, I know he's thin, but he's muscle. The joke is all muscle, man. He's going to be fine. He's going to be all right. So I don't doubt that in his toughness at all. I think he knows he's ready for the NFL, and he's got a lot to give. But in the meantime, while he's getting healed, there's guys that we have on wide receiver, tight ends, and running backs that we need to utilize. We can do that. We could do that really well. So, with that being said,
I love it. That was a beautiful explanation, because I've seen a lot of people online saying, "Oh yeah, his receiving abilities will be limited with the hardest and stuff." But I mean, like you said, as long as you're not doing catching stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to learn to get into range to where he can be. He reach up here. It might be a little uncomfortable. Yeah, okay. Can he stand it? Yeah, okay. Shoot, we'll ice it down after, and we'll see how it's going to be. So when he gets to that place where he's comfortable, kind of wearing the harness, it's going to be somewhat of restriction where it's not too far back. He's going to be fine. He's probably put a pad right here where he's not getting hurt and all those different things to try to protect it. But like I said, we need a few plays from Xavier Worthy. A few plays from Xavier Worthy is dangerous against any defense. So,
yeah. Bottom line, it's good news that he's not out for the season. I know he's getting the second look, but based on all the with Schefter's report, Rappaport's report, and what Coach Reese said today, that he's day to day. It's a good sign, because if he was out for the season, they would have let us know by now. But saying day to day and out for the season, two different things there. So good prognosis. Hopefully we can get to see more. Hopefully he can be back on the field within the next few weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to begin our first thing here, JD.
So Andy and Nagy's great. Okay. Kind of looking over, the play calling. I think the guys did a pretty decent job, Andy and Nagy. I think they did. Especially what you had to transition to. Now, obviously, they let you know before the game that we were going to look at X a lot. He was heavy into what we were going to do offensively. But the good thing about this is why they get paid the big bucks, is why they're Super Bowl champions and whatnot. They can transition here. They can do that. And so they did a pretty decent job of it. Now, I wanted us to run the football even more, okay? And I think we need to incorporate that. But also, too, when I'm looking at some of the runs that we were doing, it was, we didn't get enough chunks there. And I don't know if we just go away from it because we don't get the chunks that we need and things will open up. Because sometimes when you're second and 9 or second and 8 and you don't get what you want on the runs, then you're almost forced to throw the football. You almost have to do that. So that goes to, maybe things we need to do much better up front. I like some more plays that we need to kind of probably run to open the things up. Maybe, get in some lanes, some trap blocks, some counters, a lot of different things to get the linebackers moving or coming straight downhill. And I'm talking about, I've seen a lot of tight end wham blocks and stuff like this past weekend. There's a lot of different things that we can do to probably open up that part of the playbook. But I think the guys have been pretty decent. I'm going to give Andy and Nagy a grade of B.
Look, I mean, I know Nagy's getting a lot of flack in our comments and all over social media, but like at the end of the day, second half of that game, offense looked pretty good. I mean, really, it did. After they got those first three and outs out of the way, once he hits that Tyquan Thornton bomb right before the end of the half, that's when you start to see things kind of get rolling a little bit. Again, I would love to see a little bit more running, but 5 carries from Pacheco, 5 carries from Hunt's not really gonna get it done for you.
It's not gonna get it done. But then also too, if you're not getting open, or you're not, it may not. It's not even. I wouldn't even say it's kind of the running back's fault. Okay, the guys up front got to be a little bit more of a bully. They got to be more punishing. They got to be a little bit more powerful. They got to be a little bit more dirty and grimy to get the tough yards. Okay, and there was a couple of guys I seen up front that sometimes I didn't see that. So that's where I'm at. And I'm gonna tell you these grades. The coach is gonna try to put you in a position to make plays. And I think they did it enough times for us to win the game. That's why I gave him a B. So
that's fair. I'm curious to see, you kind of referenced the offensive line, but I'm curious to see what you say about those guys. And that's where we go next, JD. Offensive line.
Oh, we're going straight to him? Okay. Offensive line, Josh Simmons, King Suma, Creed, Trey, Juwan. I think they protected Pat pretty decent the entire game. They gave him some time to make some deep throws. They gave him a little bit of some comfort, Marcus. Something that he, last game of the season, of course, and then sometimes last year he didn't quite have. And Pat didn't really have to have the happy feet. I think Pat just took off sometimes because he had open lanes to run. It's like, well, shoot, everybody's turning their back because they said, man, it's his zone. I got an open lane. Why wouldn't I just take 8? Because he's just that good with his feet. And so he's our leading rusher this past Friday for a reason. But there was times, offensive line, I think Josh Simmons played a pretty decent game. I know he had the one penalty. But, first game jitters. But other than that, shoot, he held Khalil Mack and those guys, Bud Dupree. I think he did a daggone job against them. He really did. He's one of our tackles that we got in the first round for a reason. I told you he was the best, and I still believe that. Did a great job. King Suma did a decent job. Same things, just kind of move his feet every once in a while. Just got to be able to do it. Got to be a little bit more aggressive sometime on a wide technique. One thing I've seen that the defense did, the defensive line, okay, they wanted to do, okay. One of the coaching points was they was going to run stunts and twists. And they knew if you have a right guard or left guard who was new to that, why not exploit it? And that's the best way to do it, is run some stunts and twists. And so there was one time, kind of got through Suma, but the defensive tackle, kind of went up the field on the outside of Josh Simmons, but Dupree came down inside. So it was a delayed twist is what it's supposed to do. So that's one way they was trying to exploit it. I think King Suma did a decent job. I know in the run game, he was okay. Not bad. Creed Humphrey did a good job. There was times he got beat. As a matter of fact, it was a couple times he actually got handed. And which was a little surprising, but we know their D-line is going to be good. We understand coming in. Trey Smith, same thing with Trey. Trey had an up and down day, I would say. There were some things I think Trey needed to get better at. First one, obviously, the first one right off the gate was one. But when Trey starts settling in and you get to know a guy, Trey, that's what Trey does. Trey, he'll learn the guys what he's doing, and then he'll start to make adjustments. So when it started going later on, Trey did a much better job. But I think he did an okay job. Juwan Taylor. Penalties cost him a lot. There's really no need for how many penalties he had. It's inexcusable. He will tell you that. But there's also some times I think in the run game that he didn't sustain blocks. And I said this one thing is I know defensively we didn't get off blocks. Offensive line we didn't sustain blocks long enough like we should have. Okay, first game of the season, fine. But Juwan Taylor, he had a rough go. Times he can look brilliant, but sometimes it's like, man, what are you doing? So he's got to get this fixed. He has to. And I don't know, I knew he had the whole knee getting, cleaned out and stuff. So we just had to see what that is. But I gave the offensive line, man, I gave him a C+.
Jay, specifically when it comes to the run game, I know I've seen people say, Kingsley and Simmons did okay. Would love to see more from them. But I guess for me, when I watched some of the film, specifically the runs, because it looked like a lot of the run, they were trying to go to the right side. They're trying to go to Creed. They're trying to go through the Creed Humphrey, the Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey's way. Yeah. And it seemed like for two guys who are getting paid top market value in their positions, I want to see a little bit more from those guys from the run game. And it's like, I know people want to say Pacheco's got no vision, Kareem Hunt's old, but these guys don't really have a lot of lanes. They're not really giving them a lot of lanes, and it was pretty apparent in that first game. I know Chargers have a good D-line, but still, I want to see some lanes.
Yeah, they didn't give them enough lanes this game at all. I agree with you, Marcus. And that's what you expect. And so, and these guys understand their expectations. They know that. Trey knows that. Cree knows it. Juwan knows it. King Suma and Josh. All those guys understand that. They do. Okay. They just got to do it. They have to. And the thing is, the other guys on those sides get paid too. And they get paid big bucks to make sure those guys, regardless how much money they make, they don't look at this. Oh, shoot, this guy getting paid $25 million. I need to lay down. That ain't gonna happen. He's looking at, well, this dude's getting paid $25 million. If I go and whoop him, give me 30. That makes sense, doesn't it? If this is your guy, you one of the best in the league, and I go whoop you, I need to get paid more dollars. Okay? I'm going to give me a reputation that I just whoop one of the best centers in the league, the best guards in the league. I'm going to get a reputation. So they get paid too. But I agree. And those guys agree too, man. So
for sure. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about this in their own film room, they're definitely talking about it as well. Yep. Also, Juwan Taylor, I know that the highlight, we talked about him after the game on Friday. You just mentioned him. Outside of the false starts, and obviously it's a big deal, right, to have as many as he had in the game one of the season. Because people talk about, Jalen Moore's behind him. There could be potential there. Wouldn't be surprised there's a switch that happens. Outside of the penalties, I know it's a big part of the game, play-wise, is he doing enough out there to say, like, oh, man, he's that great at right tackle? We'll deal with the penalties. He's doing that good of a job. Is it kind of, is it marginal how good of a job he's doing at the right tackle spot?
I will say I'll let the coaches make that decision. as far as like how they feel if Jalen Moore needs to be moved up or Jawan Taylor's not playing marginally. That's going to be on them. I think Jawan Taylor needs to step it up a lot better than what he did, and that includes the penalties. I think the penalties in itself is very concerning. And then, of course, when I'm talking about sustaining blocks, he needs to do a much better job. He didn't get low enough on a few of the blocks. Wasn't driving guys off the ball, didn't sustain, but he wasn't the only one. I wanted to single him out. I could go and look at different plays. All the guys up front did that. And that's some of the guys that's making more money than him.
Yeah, very true.
Okay, so that will be on the coaches to make that decision as far as like how they think about that, Marcus, or not. So for them, do they think that Jalen Moore is that much better than Jawan Taylor? We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. As we mentioned on Friday, that leash is very short leash right now.
Yeah.
All right. So next we got our running backs, JD.
RB grade. RBs, man. I like my RBs, man. I know, people making fun of Pacheco. Like you said, he didn't, had the one where he had a picture of Stevie Wonder. I didn't want to say it. Stevie Wonder. I was like, oh man, don't do my boy like that. Don't come on, man. Don't talk about Jerry's that way. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair. Not fair. And then Kareem Hunt's too old and whatnot. Kareem Hunt got first downs. I see him do that. The thing that Kareem Hunt does best. With his, his age, if you want to. But I think our guys, like you said, need more opportunities. They're only going to get better with more opportunities. And that also is based off what we do up front with the guys. Blocking schemes got to do much better. It has to be. We got to move people off the football. When I said our offensive line of bullies, that's what I mean. And they got to show it each and every time, regardless of who you go against. There's some great D lines in the league. We're going against, I just gave you the list of guys that we're going against. There's some really good, not good, some great defensive linemen that we're going to be seeing these next few weeks. Matter of fact, they ain't going to get a break, the offensive line. But that's all right. They just got to go out there and show it. And so what they need to do is just go out there and challenge themselves because we know those guys in the backfield to eat, okay? And I still believe in Pacheco. He looked good preseason. I think, man, with more opportunities, he's going to look good, okay? Somebody's like, oh, he cut back on it one. Well, he got stopped. And so a running back will see flashes of people and images that he feels like, oh, there's a guy right here in the hole, so let me bounce back in and see what's going on. So that's the thing about it, man. He's the more he's going to get that, he's going to be fine. Same thing with Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt can catch the football. All the guys can catch the ball out the backfield, and we need to be able to do more of that. We got to utilize this group right here better than what we do. But our running backs, for what they gave, they did a good job chipping. I looked at them kind of chipping, trying to, find color and hit color. Decent job. So not with the lack of opportunities, I'm not going to put it all on them. I'm just going to give them a B plus, B minus. I'm sorry, B minus. Okay. So that's where they are.
I know this guy didn't get any touches, was outside of special teams. Brashard Smith. I thought it was really interesting how they utilized him. I mean, he was in there before Kareem Hunt was in the game. I know he was more, I wouldn't say decoy. It's situational. Yeah. Sure. What did you make of the way they use them, and how do you think they will utilize him going forward, especially with the next few weeks probably being without Xavier Worthy, utilizing his speed and kind of how dynamic he is on the offense?
I think they need to do exactly that. Utilize it. He's a weapon. So that means you use him in the run game, use him in the pass game, not just as a decoy. This guy needs to get looks. Put him in. He could give something to the offense. We've seen that. We've seen it going down, seams of against a linebacker. He's going to be able to outrun any linebacker and safety that they put in front of him. He's going to be able to do that. So give him a shot. I'm not opposed to that at all. I want to see what the young fella can do. So,
yeah, I mean his him being out there, we talked about on the Friday after the show, that touchdown that Kelce had, that was Brashard Smith, man. He set that whole thing up. Everyone was flocking to the old 24. So I mean, just the fact that he's already out there and teams are kind of already game planning for him just tells you they kind of have a little. No, you don't think so?
I don't think they game planning him. I don't think he ain't got their reputation just yet. It might have been a breaking coverage.
Just miscommunication.
It probably, this guy came in. We ain't really seen what he can do. Why would you game plan for a guy like that? He got to earn them stripes. So, okay. It wasn't like he was the first running back taken.
It's very true. And I will say the second running back taken, Omarion Hampton, in that game, I don't know about you, he didn't really impress me, JD, at all. I was like, man, I mean, he didn't seem elusive. This is to me. He didn't seem elusive. He didn't seem, not much wiggle. And it seemed like first contact he was going down. I didn't see a lot of. I mean, he was supposed to be more of your bell count type of back. I didn't really see much.
Marcus, this is the NFL, man. Genty had 30 yards rushing.
Yeah,
this is the NFL. This ain't Cucamonga Western University. Okay, this ain't what you're doing. All right, we ain't going against somebody with international finance as a major. All right, you got guys over here ready to rip your throat out. Now, I always say that, but I understand your point. The thing is, these guys are going to get going, and they got to learn. This is a learning process for them. They got to learn the speed of the game. I've said this: the whole breeze. Okay, every guy's got to come in the NFL and learn that. They got to learn it. Okay, even the greatest ones. It had to take some time to get there. Take some time, especially now where it's more of a passing league. You ain't got no lead back and all those different things. Sometimes you got to be able to make the heyday. Yeah. So all y'all guys that got the rookies as on your fantasy, y'all gonna be struggling the first few weeks. I just had to throw that out there, So
it's true. That is true. I took Hampton in the league and I was expecting a little bit more. But again. So yeah, that's why I was like, I'm happy we're stopping the guy, but I want to see a little bit more from this kid.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, he'll get there. Just like Brashard Smith's gonna get there. And I want to see him. The more opportunity he gets, the sooner he'll figure these things out. So,
yeah, exactly. Right. I do want to make one comment here to our guy Harold R. So Harold says we're not telling the truth here, JD. Harold R. All Pat needs is a little help, JD. No excuses. RB's running like trash, and then he commented, followed up by saying, "I'm done. Nobody wants to tell the truth. We were just like the Chiefs media."
What do you want them to do? We pass the football more than anything else. Okay, Harold. All right. Our running backs are not trash. Okay, they're capable guys to do what we ask them to do. We're not asking our guys to go hit the head on the goalpost every single play. On the other side, they didn't do that. I'll tell you the only ones that we've seen that wasn't trash, okay, is King Henry. That sucker was running up and down the daggone field. So, but he's running the football. He gonna run the ball 30 times a game. Because that's what he's there to do. We're not asking our guys to do that, Harold. Okay? Sorry. We're a passing team. It's just what it is. That's why we have a guy like Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, who can catch the ball out the backfield and do all those things. They don't throw a lot of balls out the backfield for like a King Henry. You look at the league, you look at the running backs, you start seeing what guys do. All right? So trash that's not true. And the thing is, our offensive line's got to get going. So it's not on the running backs either, Harold. It's just not. So I disagree with you on that, my brother. I do. Okay? So I'm going to tell the truth. You don't want to hear it, but I'm going to tell the truth too. Our offensive line got to do a much better job blocking for these guys up front. They got to be able to move a grown man out from on his wheel. So yeah, hey.
Yeah. No, again, kind of what we said, it's running backs are reliant on the offensive line, right? And saying he hasn't a vision. Pop's gotten a lot better from rookie year to now. I don't care what anyone says. You may not be a Pop fan. Sure, his first year, yeah, it seemed like he was running into a lot of people's backs.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you see the progression of him. You may argue with the fact that he may not be a feature back in the system. You can argue that. He's shown he can be that guy for us. And Kareem Hunt, shown when he came in mid-season last year, he can be a feature back for us now. Even I know people want to argue about his yards per carry, but he still showed he could be a feature back on a team that goes to the Super Bowl. Pop was a feature back on a team that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So, again, like, we can argue about if they can be RB1 right now, but the proof's in the pudding. They've shown they can be that guy before. You can argue and say you don't want him, but they've shown they can be that guy.
Right, and I'm not gonna give us any more wind on this, man. I'm just gonna say this though. These guys are NFL running backs. Pac had gotten hurt. We know Kareem Hunt has been good. We know that. And so we got Brashard Smith out there that could do the same thing. He could give us something. But we got to be able to open up lanes and holes and different things that we do offensively to help them out. So that's the reality. It is. We don't have King Henry or Saquon here. We don't have them guys. Yeah, that's him right. We had Saquon in the backfield with Andy using better. But that's why we don't have a Saquon here.
Yeah.
So and I'm not taking away from the guys, man. These are different guys and they have different talents to do different things. Okay. Like Philly needs to run the football a lot. Not Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 350 yards every game. He's just not. He's got some wide receivers in the tight end. He could do those things, but what's going to help him out is that running. He's got to be able to run the daggone football. He's going to run different offenses. So, okay, next, sir.
Yeah, and that's why they trade for Tank Bigsby, because if Saquon goes down, they don't have a backup running back to be that guy. That's why they went and got Tank Bigsby. So like that, they have a guy who can tote the ball 15 to 20 times.
Yep.
All right, next up we got our wide receivers, JD.
Wide receivers, man. I'm gonna give a bravo to those guys. Consider everything that happened with them, with Xavier Worthy going down, big blow to watch your boy, one of your brothers, take an injury like that. He's not gonna be playing. So what you do is you look every man in the face, you look him in the eye, you say, hey, all you guys got to come out here and you got to show up. We've done this before. You know how good you are. Now we got to show it because people are going to be doubting us. That's what's going to happen. Well, guess what? Hollywood Brown catches 10 balls. That's what he does. He shows up. Juju shows up. Now we got to get the young guys. We got to get the young guys going. But Hollywood Brown, I told you before the season, I said Hollywood Brown's going to have a heck of a year. I know that was going to happen. I said that. I was saying that. So the wide receivers, I think they did a great job kind of settling in, getting to where they need to get to, getting open for Pat, catching the football, moving the change. They did all those different things. So I love the grade that y'all giving him. And actually, that's what I gave the wide receivers. I gave him a B+. And the thing is, they deserve it. Because then all of a sudden, when we lost to Xavier Worthy, now everybody's like, go look on the market. Go get somebody. These guys are like, hey, man, we've been out here all camp. I know all the other side. Allen Robinson is like, come on, Chiefs. He's somewhere in the Bahamas or wherever he is, sipping Mai Tais or whatever. Man, hey, man, you ain't ready for ball. These guys are ready. They know the offense. They know what they need to do. That's why they out here. So B+ to these guys.
Yeah, and again, I think Hollywood Brown, he led all receivers in the NFL this weekend with 16 targets. So all players this weekend, he led everybody with 16 targets.
Hey man, people forget. They forget who guys are.
What did you make? I'm curious. We didn't really talk about this on the post-game show on Friday, but it did remind me, and a guy who gets injured a lot, right? And a lot of foot injuries, a lot of ankle injuries over the years. When he caught that bomb from Pat on that fourth down play, I mean, my initial thought is, why just keep going straight. It seemed like he stopped to try to let the DB go ahead of him, and so he could like kind of angle to the end zone. For me, it's like some guys sometimes, when you feel like you're not that fast anymore. Do you think? I mean, for me, it's like you catch that ball, you go straight.
He was in a full stop. He had to catch the ball in a full stop almost. So the DB was already running down because he's catching it. So He had to stop catch the ball almost like a punt. You know what I'm saying? Secure it. Yeah, you better secure it. Okay. All right. And then you got to start. So you already got to do is fast, running full speed, and you coming from a dead stop. And that's where everybody's like, oh, you should have scored. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he knows how fast he is, and he also knows how fast the sucker running is. Okay, from a dead stop.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it just reminded me of like Deshaun Jackson toward the end of his career, where like he knew he wasn't that same game breaking speed anymore. Where he would stop, let the kind of defender to go ahead of him, then he would try to like make his way to the end zone the other way. But
he knows the speed. He knows it. Maybe in his head was like, hey, shoot, dead stop. I ain't now running this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe let me juke him and try to get him past me. But
yeah. And again, I feel, and I know just people were saying, "Oh, Hollywood." I mean, Hollywood did not play at all this preseason, so like this was his initial getting in the game. So that first drop he had, he was getting out of his system. The whole thing was kind of like getting on the same page with Pat. It seemed like the first few they weren't really on the same page, but obviously second half they did. So yeah,
you just gotta get in the rhythm, man. I mean, that's your go-to. Look, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown, to me, are still 1A, 1B, 1, however you want to call it. Hollywood Brown is still the start receiver in this league, man. He is. So get him going.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm glad they did get Hollywood going because again, we know that when healthy, this guy is a game breaker.
Yeah.
And Harold. I don't know if you just want to grade everybody an F, man, but I mean, give Hollywood Brown some, give him some love, my dude.
All in or all out, Harold? All in or all out? It sounds like you all out.
and Jalen Rosman be coming back this week too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We fine. Sure.
Yeah. We're good.
10 catches to get an F. Are you kidding? All right.
All right, so our next is our tight ends, JD. The man, T. Kelce, baby.
Yeah, T. Kelce, man. I think Kelce had a decent game. I think he was ready for the game. He was ready for the game. I wish we had a couple more balls thrown to him to kind of get him going. And I don't think we did enough of that. There was times we brought in 13 personnel. We didn't really utilize that only in the run game. I think we need to utilize it in the pass game a little bit more. Noah Gray didn't really get involved as much, and then we need to do those things. We got weapons there at the tight end position. So, Travis, you can just tell, man, he's ready to play. He's ready to play. My tight ends, it's times, I'm always searching for the tight ends to go find work in the run game. Go find work. If you ain't got nobody, go find work. A couple of times I've seen guys kind of standing around and whatnot, but I think they did a decent job. So for me, I gave the tight ends, I gave them a B-.
Interesting. JD Motown Hemi is asking, why do you think they're not targeting Noah and Tanya?
I don't think they're not priority in the game plan, which they need to incorporate them even more. But like I said, all of that is, you got to transition to something else, a contingency plan, okay? Because you don't have X. X is like your guy, Xavier Worthy, is who's going to be, who's the main guy. Then all of a sudden he goes down. Hollywood's got to be the dude, okay? A Juju's coming in. It's like, okay, daggone, now we got to switch things up. But that's why we got a playbook this thick. Got hundreds of thousands of plays. But if it's not in your game plan, now you got to adjust a little bit as far as like some of the things you do. And if you want really heavy on 13 personnel because you think you got all your wide receivers that you're going to the game with, then it's like, okay, what do we do? So I think it's more of that. We just didn't incorporate it. But that's going to change because the coaches are letting know. It's like, look, if this does happen, then we got to have packages where the tight ends split out wide and do all these different things to be a part of what we do. But a lot of that does go into your game plan. It does go into having a couple of sheets on the play call for that week for the tight ends. So that's why.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Deshaun Hammond brings up a good point here. We kind of talked about it a little bit on the Friday show, but how much did Xavier's injury kind of impact the game plan? Do you think there was kind of like, they kind of went with they were going to go with and just had Hollywood kind of be that X role, or did they kind of had to scrap a lot of the stuff they were going to do this past Friday night?
Like I said, these guys are interchangeable. You still got to be able to run what you run. You still got to run your stuff. The thing is, you got to have a guy that's proficient in doing that to call it. I think it did change the running, the game plan somewhat, but also too, that's why you got guys going from place to place. That's why you're bringing up Brashard Smith and he can play slot. Hollywood can go out there to X, and you got Brownlee, you got Thornton, Remigio. You got different guys that are going to go different places. And that's why you have them in practice. They run the same thing the X was running. So you just got to trust the guys to be able to do it. But did it have an impact? It did. Absolutely it did. But also, too, like I was just trying to, like I was telling Tage, is you almost got to have a contingency plan when something goes wrong. And you know it. And you got to trust the receivers to do it. But that's why they're on the 53-man roster, Marcus. Yeah, 8 wide receivers for a reason. These guys are on the 53-man roster for a reason. They're on an NFL team, a championship team, for a reason, because they are capable. They are able to do it. If they didn't think they weren't able to do it, they go find somebody else. So now that's their time, an opportunity. Good question, Deshaun, my brother. You know how this thing works.
And Major Chip Hazard says 2022, we were a number one offense and we didn't have the best wide receivers, but we used 12 and 13 personnel a lot that year.
Well said, Major Chip Hazard. Absolutely. That is a fact. And we can utilize it now. So.
Yeah, we have one of the best tight end rooms in the league, so definitely utilize those guys. Utilize the heck out of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're going to go to, I think, the defensive side of the ball. We got last one. Our QB.
QB. Well, he did it again, man. The man came out here to wear an S on his chest. He pulled his cape out and trying to will a win. Will I win a team to victory? That's what he tried to do. And so just kind of fell short. You see him grimacing. He hated this loss. He hated it. Because for him, as much hate and everybody worried about everybody else, Pat was fine with who he had. He said, hey, man, everybody got to step up. That's what guys got to do. Guys got to be able to step up and make plays. He ain't go over there like, oh, my God, put his head in his hands. Oh, my, what am I going to do? Oh, man, where's X at? Can he come back? Pat ain't doing that. Hey, guys, I want y'all to step up now. He's down. You know what you got to do. Everybody else steps up. Take one. Hey, you make plays. Remigio, right? Brownlee, Juju, Hollywood. That's what he's doing. That's what a leader does. The leader knows what he has. And he knows how to rally guys together to get those things done. Well done, PM15. Well done. So Pat, man, try to do his best. He did. Now, I will say this to Pat. Hey, man, don't keep taking them shots, brother. I know you Superman. I know you feel like you Superman. Don't keep taking them shots. But I tell you what, that one that you did with that hit stick, you had to give that back to him. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what right there, he wanted to set the tone. He got tired of getting hit over there. He got tired of getting pushed down. Pat ain't that type of dude. We seen him run guys over. And everybody out here screaming and hollering and crying about, oh, it was a cheap shot or stuff like that. Pat was at least three or 4 yards from the sideline. It's ridiculous to sit there and try to make that assessment about it. Like it was a cheap shot. They had their daggone mind. Are you kidding me? You mad because 15 just ran a joker over. He looked like a big boy doing it. Deboed him straight. Hit this sucker dead in his chest. Take some of this with you. I ain't running out of bounds. Come get some. I got some for you. And so that's what he did. So Pat was sitting over here trying to will everybody to win, to try to get it together. Yes, that's what Pat did. So for me, Pat, everybody saying A plus, A plus, A plus. Hey, I'm gonna give my quarterback, I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an A. Okay. So it's a couple of throws he missed, some things like that he should have probably gotten to, and he knows that as well. He didn't play a perfect game. This wasn't a perfect game for him, but he played an absolutely brilliant game. Okay. Played a brilliant game. Made the runs when he needed to, get the first downs when he needed to. Those things like that is why I love PM15. Pat got A for me. Yeah, don't take too many hits, Pat. I don't like that part. I'm like, hey, get down, brother. Okay, we need you. PM15, we need you. I know you can get. Hey, look, I know you can give it as much as you get it, and then some. And somebody was like, "Oh, well, don't say nothing when he started getting lit up. He was getting lit up the whole time. You think he's scared of that?" And I said that, man, crying wolf. He ain't crying wolf. He is the wolf. We called him the Grim Reaper. Think Andy just gave him that name? He sees it in his eyes. You're dealing with a monster here, baby. That's who PM15 is. The best in the business.
I do think I know last year, wasn't one of his best years. I think it might have been statistically his worst year. But I gotta say, in that game, first game of the season, I know we were talking about the whole we're gonna have fireworks this year. He's talking all off season about throwing bombs again, going vertical. It sure that may have got to take away a little bit with Xavier going out, but I mean, he was still connected with Hollywood on that deep shot, Tyquan Thornton on the deep shot, Kelce on the deep shot. So we had those, and on top of the deep shots, it just looked that first game of the season. It looked more magical, like old school, like a couple of years ago, magical Mahomes kind of moments. He had a lot of more moments, I think, last night or last Friday than he did against than he did pretty much all year last year. It seemed like kind of the magical Mahomes moments, like that 4th and 7 right to the right, just throwing it back downfield to Hollywood. This pass right here where he kind of throws it up to Juju. There's just so many more magical Mahomes moments, and I think obviously he put the cape on. And we came up short in the end, but I gotta say, man, like if you are a media member, a fan that just doesn't think we have this year, you can't watch that game on Friday and think Mahomes is going to allow this to go out of control and not have a good year this year. I think this team, I think next Sunday's it's going to be a big statement game. I think, and that's going to be without Worthy and Rashee Rice, and I think we're gonna see that magic, but against Philadelphia because I just don't see it. I mean, what I saw last Friday was like, man, this is it's a magical moment we hadn't seen in maybe at least a year or two. But he's back this year, man. He's got it.
He's back. He's back.
Man.
Look, he knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to do, and he's going to get everybody else around him to get them where they need to be. That's what you need in your leader, man. There's no question about who the leader of this team is. And if I fall on his shoulders, we love it.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to get to the defensive side of our Spags grade, JD.
Yep. So same thing. I think Spags is trying to do the best to try to put the guys in position to make plays. And you can only call something. You don't need you can't play for guys. So, like I said, defensively we look lethargic. There's no pop. Our legs looked a little bit of jello on some of it, looked dead. Lack of pursuit on the defensive side of the ball. Young secondary, lack of communication. But Spags is trying to call a brilliant game. He's trying to put guys in a position to make plays. And so the thing is, guys got to know what they're doing. Is that on Spags? I don't think Spags did anything called it that put guys in a position not to make plays. This guy's doing, the guys got to make it. That's what defense is. Defense is you got to be able to follow orders and be where you're supposed to be, period, point blank, okay? If you got an assignment, you got to do your assignment so everybody else work in conjunction around each other, or it does break down. That's how it works on defense. If not, then you see getting 40 points on you. 40, that's how it works. Coaches can't play for you. So I don't know the whole, like they're saying soft coverage, is that Spags or is that the player? Are you supposed to be giving that much cushion up? Are you reading your keys? So what is that? So G said, JD, what is your defense for him not blitzing on those 2 3rd and longs? Shoot, play defense. If you got more guys sitting out there, they only got, 3 receivers out? Or 4? Play defense. It's 3rd and long. So he goes, man, your guy's been eating you up all day. If it is man, you can run zone, okay? You can run blitz, but that leaves a hole open. So what you do is, teams know this, you replace the blitzer. That's what happens. Or you throw down the field and let guys just make a play. And they did that. Crickly knees, Keenan Allen was making plays. I like, daggone. Quentin Johnson caught a boot and got up the sideline for about 40. That ain't no Spags. That's not on Spags. I see some efforts out there that was not becoming of our defense what it's been in the past. That's a fact. It ain't on that man. So the thing is, you got to play within the confines of what they're giving you to do. And everybody's got to communicate and know where you're supposed to be. There was times we just looked lost out there. We weren't passing guys off. Like I said, we used to call it banjo. You pass the guy off receiver to who you got. You in this area. Who you got this area of the field. That's your area. Who you covering? Ain't nobody back here. That's your man. That's Spags with the player. So, and I don't think his is so complex. It looked good all last year. We was doing certain things. So, I don't know, man. I give Spags. I think he called a decent game. It's hard to tell like how defense coordinator calls a game because it's just, Chris Jones coming inside is not his fault. He didn't tell Chris Jones, hey, Chris, hey, on this play, go inside on that last one. What? Plays like that, God love Chris Jones because he's trying to make a play. Why? Because sometimes everybody looks to him to do it. And he's trying to do it. But they compromise what you do defensively. So, yeah.
Yeah, I see Deshaun Hammonds as a comment here. We'll get to that. We get to the DBs, Deshaun. That's a good one though.
All right.
All right. So I think the first one's our defensive line. There you go. The infamous play.
Yeah, D-line great. So we need enough. We need a little bit more up out of this group. Okay. There was times I see some individual efforts that looked great for some guys. There was other times I was seeing we couldn't get off a block to save our life on some of them. And I've said this and I'm saying it again. We have taken advantage of Chris Jones and his brilliance and how good he is for such a long time that you're wearing him out. And you don't want to do that early. And so what does that mean? That means you got to get guys around him who are absolute dogs or monsters. And I get, look, you're traveling. You're trying to get to a place. You're trying to get your legs back. I'm sure all of that happened, but they had to play in the same conditions. Sometimes, man, we just didn't have a pass rush. We just didn't. I mean, it was like sticky, like, shoot. Big alt out there. Shoot. No, man. Look, I seen him. He was holding people up like this, like like we owed him money. You know the old mob movies. You got joke about a collar, you hold him up. Yeah, like, hey, listen, you. But we got to be able to get off blocks to get pressure. Did a decent job against the run, but for them, they're like, well, why do we need to run? We just throw the daggone football. Chris can't do it all. What do you do if you don't have Chris? And I think you had to have a contingency plan when something like that happens. It's just the same thing. When you don't have Rashid Wright or X, you got to have a contingency plan. What is that going to be? That's my concern. Who's your other dogs out there? Yeah, Harold. Right with you on that one. Defense is supposed to be dogs, supposed to be killers. You're supposed to strike fear in everybody. We need more of that, man, that mentality, man. We need those guys to show up. They got it. We need it. We need guys getting pressure off the initial. Kalaf's got that one on, heady play, good. Gelati, great. Go to that play. That's what I'm going to show. This is the individual things we was talking about, what guys have that we need to see from this room week in, week out. Look at Rook. That's what I'm talking about. That's an errant throw. Why? Because that's pressure. Now that's 44, but hey, it don't matter who it is. Look at the spin move. Keep coming. I mean, look at the Clockers out there. He ain't close to him. It's Gelati doing this. That's what helps out for our secondary. That's what our secondary appreciates things like that. Our linebackers appreciate things like that. Guys one-on-one ought to win. Our two inside guys are being double teamed. Two outside guys got to get there. You need to be breathing down his neck. More 97, please. Thank you. Absolutely. It's individual things like that everybody needs to step their game up. Well done, 97. He's a humble guy. He's a hard worker. We know that. He's going to give everything. Sometimes you got to go in there and create noise. You can't worry about being tired. You give a daggone about that. When you go out there on a football field, as you a warrior and stuff, you should almost be wanting to get carted off because you're so tired. I've seen that plenty of times with Chris Jones. Tired. He's on the sideline. After the game, the guy was wore out. You could tell. He was pissed off and he was worn out. And he knew he screwed up. He knew he screwed up. So, man, the D-line, because I've seen some good individual play. Give him a C-. That's where I'm at.
What did you make of? I'm seeing this question from Barbershop, but what did you make of Jones playing on the or Jones playing on the inside with Karlaftis playing on the outside, and Amenahu? I saw some stuff where people were saying they expect a little bit more out of Amenahu. Coming a full year off the injury, he's back. I saw some people spelling his name Amenahu, spelling it with WHO. It was kind of funny, but. What did you make of his play? I was expecting more because you and I are big fans of Amenahu. I was hoping to see a little bit more of him making an impact.
I mean, you wanted to make an impact. He was going against a big man. He was going against a real dude out there. One of the best in the league. That sucker's is a house with legs and arms. And so that's tough. But Menahu would tell you the same thing, man. He needs to give you more. He needs to give you more. Give him a little bit more reps. If that needs to happen, let that be it. Somebody talked about Chanel. Could he be the stand-up corner? Absolutely. Use him too. Use him too. I think a Menahu would be good down in defensive tackle. That versatility.
And length too.
A lot. Yeah. Knock some balls down. Things like that. So there's some things they could do. You know, I don't want to get down on it because I've seen some good things from them. You know, just need more of it. A lot more of it. So some of those guys is taking up reps. There's some guys taking up reps who's not even creating any noise. Patty cake on a couple of them. I'm like, Dad, God, was this pillow fighting? What we doing?
Yeah, naughty, man. A lot of stalemates. There's no push at all. It's just like you say, patty cake. But yeah, the stalemate, just standing up, and then that's it. That's it. There's no moving this way.
I ain't saying no names. I'm just saying because when it was a couple guys like that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, look. Like literally, like, give me your lunch money. Give me your pocket. Where's your pockets at? Give me that. You got it today? I'm just saying. And the thing is, better than that. You ain't here for a reason. Got to be better than that. So everybody was sitting over talking about Mike Pennell and the youth movement and stuff like this. Not saying Mike was going to go and, go down the road. Hey, man. But you need a couple of animals in here and unleash these jokers. Let them go, fly. Because if you don't have Chris Jones, what is it going to look like?
Yeah. Do you think we'll see a lot more? I mean, I hope, but obviously we both hope that we see more Angelotti. Do you think that we'll see a lot more of him?
Sure, I hope so.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Next group.
All right, next group. We got, I believe, our DBs. No, linebackers, sorry.
LBs. Okay. LBs. Well, LB's played a decent game. I will say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Stop and run is not a problem. It's the areas around behind them and the stuff is the issue. The open holes and everybody communicating where everybody's supposed to be. And so the same thing, linebackers got to communicate to the secondary, to the safeties, corners, and everybody else what's going on, where you're supposed to be in those areas. Okay? There's a lot of areas that was open. Is that on Spags? Is this was being called? You don't want to leave linebackers out there like that either. Okay? You want to cause pressures so they can sit around and do that. They're not going to be the greatest guys covering because it's just linebackers, right? I mean, but they take up space. They're better like on man and all those different things, zones and stuff like that. You got to cover with other guys going to be there. And some of our younger guys, secondarily wise, are a little out of sorts. They're not in the right places. They're not in the right places. So some good tackles. I need to see a little bit more out of this group, but it's all based off of everybody else around you, right? Everybody else around you doing their job. You cover the middle, you come downhill, and everybody else got to be tied into you. And if any of that looks different, then it's a problem. It's a problem. So they played a decent game. This was probably the toughest grade for me. This group was the toughest one for me to grade, to be honest with you. Because you sitting over here, but then it's like, well, what about the space around you? Who you got? You run into somebody and trip somebody up for a touchdown. So these things happen because it's ball. And I like our linebacker core. I do. I like them. I like them a lot. But I think everybody's got to be on the same page when I'm looking at. I gave these guys, man, I gave them a C+. C+, B- is where I'm at. I didn't want to give them a C+, but I think, man, they like that group. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, God, what do y'all think? I'll let y'all choose that. Where do y'all want to go? B- or C+? Y'all can talk me into the B-.
I'm seeing B and I'm seeing C. I see 2 C's. I see 1 B.
All right.
Yeah, split the difference. B-.
B-, C+. That's where we're living at. Okay.
Yeah.
We're good with that. All right.
Surprised I saw more Cochran than I saw Bossa. I thought we were going to see more Bossa. No registered snaps on defense for Bossa. Special teams, but no snaps.
It'll take some time, man.
Yeah.
Rookies. It'll take some time.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to get to defensive backs, where a lot of people have some questions on the secondary.
Man, we got a young group, man. We got a young. I didn't really realize how young we are. We start looking. We got a young secondary, and I'm sitting there looking like, who's the elder statesman? Seriously, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Brian Cooks, Jaden Hicks. I mean, Christian Fulton, Noah Williams, Jamari Connors. I mean, Joshua Williams. Who's the elder statesman?
McDuffie. Yeah, it shows you how young it is that McDuffie's the elder statesman, right?
Exactly. So I think we missed that veteran voice. We do. Putting guys in the right position where you need to be. Hey, this is where you need to go. Hey, I'm covering this guy. This is the call. You have him. It's the communication. It's got to be open. And everybody's got to be clear about what they're doing assignment-wise. And we look lost out there. As athletic as our guys are, if you don't know what you're doing, and the offense knows this, and they start running routes where cross routes and then, out routes, corners, post behind you, your head is spinning. You're like, oh, shoot. Well, oh, you got him. And it's like, that's what I saw. And I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, what coverage is this? I was watching. I'm like, what coverage is this? And I know we run a lot of split coverages. And I think that might be part of the problem because, you're asking a guy on some of these split coverages to do more with, certain things, okay? And look, Spags trusts these guys, okay? He does. He absolutely trusts them. And they got ability. They do. But if you don't know what you're doing and the communication's off, it's going to look, wow, like it did on Sunday. Right there, I'm the Brown. Exactly right there. Got to do it. When I was driving there, I'm like, man, what's the truth? That's what we got to do. So if guys don't know their assignment, they don't know where to be, I don't care how fast you are, how athletic you are. Somebody's in the end zone, you looking at each other like, I thought you got it. Well, no, it's such and such coverage. What's this? It was a lot of that, man, on Sunday. I mean, I'm talking about lack of communication, man, not knowing what to do. And I'm telling you right now, get a veteran presence in there, or whoever it is that need to lead by example. Someone here needs to own their leadership. And it's not always the loudest guy. Let me say that. Because sometimes everybody believes the loudest guy is the one that is the leader. Sometimes the loudest guy wants to be the guy. And everybody's like, oh, gosh, leave that guy, this sucker. Look at him. He had no clue where he need to be. He might be barking out the wrong orders. I'm not saying. I'm just as anybody, Marcus. I'm not saying this is what's going on with them. I'm just saying the leadership, somebody's got to own it. Somebody's got to be to make sure everybody else is on the same page. So whatever that looks like, yes, very talented, but we're very young. So I gave him a C-. I ain't ready to give out D's now. I gave him a C-, man. But if any group, man, daggone. I could probably give D's individually. That's for daggone sure. Even McDuffie had a hard time at it. He didn't look the same.
Yeah. I know we'll probably get into more of this on Wednesday, but do you think, okay, so we'll preview this for Wednesday. If you had to go out and make an in-season acquisition, would you lean more getting a DB in here or an edge rusher in here?
Oh, man, I don't know.
No? Okay. Well, Wednesday's going to be a good conversation then.
Yep. I'm going to trust those guys get the thing done in the room. So I'm not even going to say that.
That's fair.
But, shoot. We'll talk about it Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So.
All right. Our final one is our special teams and Dave Tobe grade.
I would give this team an A, but I'm gonna give them a B+ because Buckner missing the. I'm like, what is that? What is that? And it's just par for the course. It's par for the course. I'm like, yep, there it is. Yep, par for the course. I mean, it was a great job by the special teams right before the half. A beauty to watch this thing work. This is what we work on, and honestly, it's not yeah, okay, you can say, but this is what we work on in practice. We work on this. This is situational football that we work on, and it's a beauty. Yeah, it was beautiful how it looked, and because it worked to perfection. The guys get ready, like, hey man, fast field goal. Guys get ready. You know the time and everything on the. Let's go. And you practice running on the field, coming off the field, running on the field, getting the ball, kicking it and whatnot, and then going to uprights. Beautiful. It's glorious to see it. It was legendary, Will. I want to take it. It's beautiful how it worked. But this is the things that guys work on. So yeah, I gave him a B+. Our special teams always gives us a chance, return-wise and stuff like that. I think we covered pretty well. Reason, the punt, getting them down, having to come out the end zone. That's what we need. Our special teams going to give us a shot. I like our special teams a lot. They should be getting A's, B+ all year. Should never be anything less than that from our special teams. Should never be anything less than a B+. This is coming from a special teams coach. So, yeah, Buckner.
Yeah, that extra point. I mean, I know there's so many people want to point different things that lost us the game, but missing an extra point, having to go for 2 and the next one, not getting that was just, man.
Yeah.
Have such a clutch kick and then respond back later with the missed extra point, man. But again, that's something we saw all throughout the weekend. Every kicker was doing that, and it's crazy to me because like kickers, the special teams units are the one thing that like You get a lot of reps during the preseason, unlike, your ones in other spots. Your kickers get a lot of reps during preseason. So, like, that's wild to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, those are my grades, okay, that I've given the team for this week. So here's the positives. Here's the positives from what we've seen and what I talked about, some of the issues were. The positives are we have a great quarterback with a capable wide receiver core. We got to be more physical. We got to play to our strengths up front. That means running the football, being bully ball. We got to play to those strengths even more. We want those guys to be physical up front. They got to be able to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the daggone football. So that means we got to be more aggressive, more tough up front, on the line, in the trenches. Tight ends and running backs need to be included in what we do offensively. They have to. Going forward, we got to do it. No doubt about it. Backs out the backfield, running the football. I like the zone, but we need to have some traps. We need to have some counters. We need to have some power. We need to open up some holes more, ear hole some guys. A little bit more of that. So, Rashard Smith, hey, get warmed up, young fella. We're going to utilize you a little bit too, see what you can do. We try to out-leverage the defense if we can. I don't think scoring the points is going to be a problem for us, Marcus. I don't think scoring points is going to be a problem for us. I don't. So we just need to hold folks. We just need to hold folks. Everything we watched the Ravens and the Bills do, we can do. Our receiving core is equal to what they got. They are. Without Xavier Worthy and Rashid Rice. They're equal to it. So, with that being said, there's a positive right there offensively. Defensively, like I said before, we've seen some really great plays individually that gives me hope that some of the young guys are going to be able to come out here and maybe rally some of the older guys. Now the older guys got to be able to figure that out. They ought to take this game personal. They ought to take it personal. They shouldn't be okay with what they just showed. And so Tom need to come in. They need to learn how to do some jiu-jitsu, some aikido, whatever it is. Let's get it done. But I do got some hope there. You see a young fellow on 97 like Ashton, well done, young fella. Need more of that. All these other stuff, man, is fixable. I wrote this. Effort, assignment, and technique. We got to eat. We got to eat, baby. Effort, assignment, and technique. Let's go eat. We'll get in on Wednesday about what we should look for going with Philadelphia. But Philly is another one. They ain't the Super Bowl team that we lost. We ain't the same team that got beat like that either. Yeah, they should have lost to the Cowboys. They should have lost up there in Philly, should have lost to the Cowboys. They tried to throw the ball, put it in the hands of their playmaker. That sucker dropped about 2 or 3, didn't he? Dak put that sucker right where he needed to.
Yeah, Dak had played a great game too.
He did, sure. So, but we're gonna be ready for that. Excuse me. We got 9 days from the time that we had this game to where we're gonna be playing the Eagles. It's gonna be a good game. Yeah. Right there in Arrowhead. The place should be packed. Absolutely packed to the hill. And I said all in. So all these other people coming out here, Harold, get yourself together, man. All in, all out, Harold. What are you going to do? Challenge you, Harold. Going to challenge the guys out there. Let's challenge them. To be pissed off, go play ball. Absolutely. Have an attitude when they do it. We go out here and fuss and all this on different podcasts and all this with Jesus. Shoot. No, sir, I'm not. I'm not taking a personal, Harold. I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I take things personal when they call people trash. That's for me as a player. These guys out there, man, giving it their all. That's it, my brother. That's all I'm doing. That's it. I'm not taking it personal, bro. Look, we having a conversation. Hey, usually we open up the chat. I love for you to come in here, man, and talk about it a little bit. You sound like you want to get some things out your chest. So I'm here to help you. Get that off your chest. Get it off your chest, man. I appreciate it, Harold. Thank you. But hold these guys accountable like everybody else should. We should. I ain't going to call you trash. I'm going to hold you accountable. Just like Chris Jones and Tranquil was holding each other accountable, that's what it means. Because they play for each other, and it means something to them. So, all right, man. With that being said, I'm done. I told my wife I was going to be off here by 10 o'clock, and I lied to her. I don't want to be alive.
Just 15 minutes late. Just 15 minutes late.
I know it.
But we'll be back on.
It's going to be like this with a watch, like, yeah.
Susan time, baby. Susan time.
Right.
But so we'll be back on here Wednesday. We'll open up the invite at the end of the episode for you guys to come on. And this week's just our regular preview show on Wednesday. Fridays where JD will do his Into the Dungeon, Keys to Victory, as well as the betting show. So Wednesday, regular preview to week 2 of the season, or week 2 of the season, and then Friday will be our betting show as well as JD's Keys to Victory. So you guys will see your favorite intro, the It's the Dungeon theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, hey, we'll learn from this. We're going to learn from the loss, and we're going to get better. The guys are going to figure it out. Guys are going to figure it out. So, we're here to root these guys on. We're here to root them on. That's what we're going to do. I seen half the NFL got losses, Marcus. Isn't that how it works?
That's how it works, yeah.
It's only one game. Got a long season. We're going to be fine. We're going to be all right. So we just got to get ready for the long haul. Younger guys understand, get prepared, know what they need to do. We're going to be all right. So with that being said, man, listen, thank you all for coming in, watching our evening tight end grade show. Okay. And I had fun doing it. But there's some things, like I said, I gave you some points, things we can do to get better, what we need to do. And I think we'll do that. Like I said, special teams gives us a chance and opportunities. Patrick Mahomes is going to be awesome, like always. He likes who he's throwing the ball to. He likes it. I love it. So appreciate it so much. Linda Hunter, good night from the happiest place on earth. There you go. Yes, ma'am, it is. We love it. We love it. We're going to put smiles on our faces, Linda, before we leave up out of here. Not grimaces and we're going to put smiles on our faces, okay? We're going to support our guys. That's what we're going to do.
As much as it was hard to put a smile on after the game on Friday, but we still did. We still mustered it up by the end of the episode.
Yeah, man. Listen, look, it's football. It's football. It's not going to be perfect. Shoot. It's football. Who's to say we might rack off the rest of these undefeated? Who's to say?
I mean, Andy said it best on the Kingdom, the documentary. I actually have it back here. Everything is not roses in anybody's life, or you wouldn't be able to appreciate the roses. There are going to be the challenges we all have, and I think that builds the grit you need to be able to handle life. That's Andy Reid right there.
Amen. You need that grit to handle life. You're going to have some failures, going to have some losses. That's part of it. That's part of it. It ain't the end of the world. Oh, you don't suck and all these. We ain't going to do that. All right. Hey, pick yourself back up. Let's go to work. Get back to the drawing board. Do what we need to do to get better. These guys understand that. And I understand about these guys. Okay. That's who they are because they're champions. And Andy and those guys are going to make sure they understand exactly that. So that's a great quote. It's a great quote. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Richie Hall, Monty Green Beans, Demetrio Spence, Hannah, Andrew Chenault, Gail Whiting, Linda Hunter, Demetrio Spence. Hey, week 1 is a fraud. Yeah, it could be. It can set you up. It can. Not really good teams that won too. Like, yeah, we got it. Yeah, we champions. And okay. G is here in the house. Will, thank you so much. Nana Sherry, about time. Sim McBride, Throwback Harris, thank you for what you said. Yes, yes, and yes on what you said. Yes, yes, and yes. We'll get that there. We think we got it in the room. We'll see. We're going to make sure guys are here. Joe C., Billy TT. Yeah, home game, baby. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home. So, Harold, my guy, appreciate it, man. Keep coming back, brother. Keep coming back. I love it. I love the spunk. I love it. Come on here when we open up the floodgates. We will open up on Wednesday. So if you're on here, we will put our little link up. Come in. Come talk to us. What you think? Last game or this game going forward, please come chat with us, okay? So we're giving y'all notice and heads up. It's going to happen on Wednesday. We're going to have a time that we're going to do it too, okay, Marcus? So we got to kind of stick with our time, all right? If not, Susan's going to put me in a headlock. Okay?
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
All right. Appreciate everybody else, like I said. Billy TT. Who else? Robert Kubert. Who else we have in here? Motown Hemi. What up, Motown Hemi? G is in the house. Alan Bocamp. Cal Harrison. Noah John Marshall. What's up, Noah John? Good to see you, my guy. Optimistic James is here, my brother. What's up, Optimistic James? Who else we got in here as well? Deshaun Hammonds, my brother. Appreciate it like always. Marion Oliver, thank you so much. I know you said you had a question from him. Do you remember what it was? Did we address it?
We addressed it. It was a communication, having a veteran presence on the back end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Ray 028 as well. Good show, y'all. Love y'all coming in. Saying y'all peace. Appreciate y'all so much. Who else we got in here? I'm the Brown. I say I'm the Brown? I think I did.
I think so.
Yeah. Kyle Harrison. Major Chip Harris was here. Yeah, Major Chip Harris. Let me see. Who else we got in here? I think it's pretty much it, Marcus. Richie Hall, like I said. Yeah. Hey. Usual suspects, man. Listen, we love you guys. Appreciate you so much giving us your time. Sasha was here in the house as well. Gary Holland. I don't know if I got to say that earlier. If not, listen, Barbershop was here. Joe E. Got to see the Barbershop. Good to see you as well. Rick Hendrickson. I think that's it. But listen, y'all take care. God bless. Love each other the way you're supposed to love them. Rex is in here as well. We appreciate it. Appreciate it. Rex, hey, I know you say Worthy was overrated, man. You lucky. I bet you was like, ooh, my gosh, I'm glad we don't have a couple good against Worthy the next week. That's all right. We got somebody else out for you. So y'all secondary looks a little bit suspect too.
Yeah, it does. We're just going to find Adoree Jackson and throw his way in all night.
Yeah, yes, sir. So all good times, all good times. Listen, like I said, we love you all. Y'all take care. We will see y'all Wednesday night. Same bad time, same bad channel. Love you. Marcus, love you, my brother. Okay.
Love you too, buddy.
Y'all take care. We're going to be fine. We will be fine. All in or all out?
We're all in, baby. Push our chips all in, baby. We'll see you guys Wednesday night.
See y'all Wednesday night.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.